How did you cope? How did you handle the strategic retreat and the use of silence to succeed in your negotiation? How did you deal with the use of strategic retreat and the use of silence by the other side?
Okay. So, as far as they don't start talking about that, we never started. Okay, and
so tit for tat, you did exactly the same thing to them as they did to you.
Yeah, and we calculate the benefit in advance, and we studied several case studies, which is the best way for the strategic retreats, because the product cost is much higher than the product price.
That's an excellent comment, proving that preparation to a negotiation is the key, very, very often, to dealing with a competitive style negotiator. Because if you're prepared for the negotiation, you have all of the evidence, the objective criteria, you have all of the basic brainstorming options that we'll learn about later on to deal with the use of hostile tactics, and you can just weather the storm. Or, if you choose, you can just do tit for tat and apply the same tactics to the competitive negotiator as he is applying to you. But if you go into the negotiation not prepared, if you haven't brainstormed, if you haven't devised options, if you don't have objective criteria that are sufficient for you to push your point to the ultimate conclusion, then you will become a victim and you will never regain the edge in the competitive negotiation. If you've done these things, then you will most likely force the opponent, force the other side in a negotiation to abandon the competitive style and to pursue a cooperative or a win-win style. These are two excellent summaries you gave, setting the stage this time for us to begin examining the nature of principled negotiation, to dealing with people, to separating people from the problem in a negotiation. If you focus on people, if you focus on the differences in perception, if you focus on hostility, animosity, you tend to forget the problem. You tend to forget the preparation. You tend to forget about the options you've generated. You tend to forget about the shared interests. And you tend to perpetuate. You tend to allow the negotiation to backtrack, to slide into that hostile, competitive phase, and you elude the ultimate victory for both sides, which is a fairly negotiated, reasonable settlement with objective criteria that will allow both sides to pursue mutually beneficial interests.
I thought in the US you have some special training for psychological that we don't have in Japan.
Well, in the US, I think that freedom of communication on a day-to-day basis is greater, not legally, but culturally. I think that in the US, you're permitted to express emotions freely, you're permitted to express perhaps divergent opinions freely, you're permitted to challenge, you're permitted to debate. As a result, the training is not formalized, but the training is institutionalized from day one. You're not taught to repress emotions, to seek harmony. From day one, you're taught to express your innermost convictions. From day one, you're taught to question and to debate. From day one, you're taught that diversity of opinion is enriching, that it is not bad to temporarily destroy harmony if you can create a greater good from what you're doing, if you can create wisdom, if you can make other people open their minds, open their hearts, and understand a different point of view. So it's institutionalized. That's right. It's assertiveness, and it is the key, really, to good negotiation preparation. So the advantage, the competitive advantage that Americans sometimes seem to have in negotiation is not the result of formal institutionalized training in psychology or anything else. It's the natural advantage of living in a completely democratic cultural environment, given the fact that Japan has a democracy institutionally, given the fact that your governmental system is a democracy, the culture is sometimes repressive of the very things that create that environment.
So there is no special